All right, preparing to live stream the meeting. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. I love it when technology works right.
Me too.
Okay. It looks like we're live. Jess, can you check?
I'm looking right now. It is now live. Yep.
Every
Yay.
single time I'm able to go live from Zoom to Facebook or Instagram or whatever, I always like do a little cheer pose. Like I feel so accomplished that I have been able to actually make that happen. So, all right, we are live. Let me see if I can pull this back now too. Okay, I need to share my screen. Get all of the things.
I'm joining
on my. You're gonna join on your computer? Oh gosh. Okay. All right. Can we see? Is it all working?
I can see.
And then you can see our screen right there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. I think we're live. We are presenting. It's all looking good in the hood. So I'm so grateful that the two of you are here on Zoom right now. We had some, I think, some tech issues tonight. So thank you for your patience. I am really excited about this conversation because I'm really excited about what we are doing and what God is doing through Ezer Co and these coaching groups. So in the next, I would say 45 to 50 minutes, I want to give you all an inside look as to what our 6-month online coaching groups look like and what you can expect, who our groups are for, and really let you kind of dive deep, look behind the curtain, go underneath the hood, whatever language you want to use, to give you an idea as to what you would experience within our coaching groups in Ezer Co. So first, for those of you that are watching on Facebook, either live or after the fact, I would love for you all to share your name and where you are from or where you live right now, because it's really beautiful how God is growing this community of women, not just around the country, but around the world. And I think it's really fun when we can kind of make some of those connections. So be sure to drop your name, which if you're on Facebook, it'll automatically say your name, obviously. So, but where you're from and maybe how you got connected to Ezer Co. Really beautiful things are happening. But let me introduce myself to you because there are a lot of new faces in these parts, and this Facebook page itself is brand spanking new. We have been a private Facebook group up until now, and we've got 1,200 plus people in that Facebook group, but we wanted to be a little bit more public within the page. So there's a lot of new faces that I have not seen or met before. So I would love to tell a little bit of my own story and introduce myself a bit. My name is April Diaz. I am the founder and CEO of Ezer Co. And this company of warrior women is, I think, the dream that I've always had, but never really knew or realized until a few years ago. So I was a youth pastor in a couple of local churches for about, over 10 years, and then did some executive leadership in a church, but I was in pastoral local church leadership for about 17 years. And in 2005, which was, 16 years ago now, was actually my first taste of coaching. I got connected to literally one of the world's best coaches, and he coached me for a whole year and quite literally changed the trajectory of my life. It was a transformative experience that in my early 20s, I cannot over exaggerate like how significant it was working with Dr. Jack Grapple. Particularly around how to recover in the fast pacedness of my life. And fast forward, 2013, experienced coaching again through my friend and now business partner, Hendrik Coetzee. He's one of my favorite South African friends, and he coached me through a really difficult transition that I was experiencing and was trying to figure out for myself, like what could be beyond local church pastoral work. And he helped me to build a bridge from where I was to the next season of my life. And really since 2014, I became certified. And over the last 7 years, I've coached now over 1,000 people, women, leaders all over the country, and have seen God do such powerful and incredible work when we participate with God in new ways. And so what we're doing today is really sharing kind of the best of what I have really learned and experienced in 20 plus years of leadership and spiritual formation and in personal development. And I think that there's kind of like this catalytic, like ball of energy that has come together and what we have created with these 6-month online coaching groups. And so I'm really proud of the work that we are doing. And I'm really grateful for the women that have already said yes to this journey, because it is changing their lives and it is bringing so much more goodness on earth as it is in heaven. So what I want to do is share for a couple of minutes about how to make the most of this time, because our time together will go really quickly. Y'all are really busy people. So I want to make the most of every moment that we have together. So I'm going to give you one big coaching thought that will guide our time together. And here it is. Participation equals value. Participation equals value. What I mean by that is the way that we participate both tonight in this time that we have together, but more broadly speaking, in our life, really gives us the value with which we engage in our life. When we choose to step back, play small, not engage, disconnect, hide, whatever the kind of coping mechanisms or defense mechanisms that we have set for us, whenever we don't participate, we then lower or cease to have value in our life. And we can't provide value in the same way as if we live out our potential in all of its fullness. So I want to invite you to participate well in a couple of specific ways. First of all, is to activate your curiosity. I think curiosity is one of the best qualities of a human being. And you are here for a reason tonight. And so I want you to activate whatever curiosity you've got around these coaching groups that we have. Second is to give your undivided attention. I know that there's a lot of things that kind of clamor for our attention. Even when we're on technology, there's additional tabs open and windows and browsers and apps. So I want you to kind of shut it all down, put away those distractions, because you are worth it. You've already showed up. You are worth the attention and you are worth the focus of what it is that we've got to share together tonight. Next thought, to participate well is to engage, whether that is in the comments on Facebook, or we've got a few people online that you can chat with each other on. The way that you engage with each other is really where the magic happens. And then the last kind of suggestion or idea to participate well is to ask whatever question you may have. Even if it feels like a dumb question, or like that's maybe on the website, so I shouldn't ask that, I would say go ahead and ask a question. Even if it's after the fact, we'll come back, we'll monitor this page, we'll respond to your comments or questions. It's really important to us that we connect with you well. And so engage and participate through asking whatever questions that you've got, because if you've got a question, chances are somebody else does too, right? So in order to participate well, one of the things that we do in our coaching groups, in every single group session, is ask our women to participate in a centering exercise. Because every single woman that I know is running at Mach 2 most of her life. There are lots of balls to be juggled. There are competing commitments. There are lots of demands on our energy and our attention and our focus. And so we spend concentrated time in our coaching groups every single month, helping you to center down into what God has for you in this time. So I want to lead you through a centering exercise to help you kind of connect and center back in on what you may need to hear or experience tonight. So I want to invite you to close your eyes. Even if you're watching this on video after the fact, don't skip this part. Close your eyes. And I want you to place one hand over your heart and one hand on your belly, almost as a physical hug, holding yourself, reminding yourself that you are being held by the one who made you. And then I'm going to ask you to take a deep breath in. Hold it, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4. Hold it, 2, 3, 4. Let's do it one more time. Breathe in deeply, 2, 3, 4. Hold it, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4. Hold it, 2, 3, 4. I want you to keep your eyes closed until I ask you to open them again, but with your breathing a little bit slower, a little bit deeper, holding your hand on your heart and on your belly. I want to ask you a brave and bold question. And the question that I have for you is, what is one thing that is not working for you right now in your life or in your leadership? If you were to be honest, if you were to be specific, if you were to be courageous to name and own one thing that is not working for you, name that. Confess it to yourself, to God. What's not working? And as you articulate that, pay attention to what's happening in your body. Are there any sensations or sweating or tightening or feeling cut off? How's your breathing again? What feelings do you have about that thing that is not working for you? If you could name 3 feelings, what would they be? And then what is the most dominant thought that you have around what's not working for you? What do you think about what is not working for you? And then this is a really brave question to answer, but what is it costing you to continue to live into what is not working? What's it costing you relationally, physically, financially, spiritually, emotionally, in whatever area of your life? How is that thing that is not working? What's it costing you? Friends, you were not created to tolerate your life or to suck up what is not working. You were created to be a warrior. You've been created as an Ezer. You have been created for wholeness. And so now I want you to imagine your life and leadership 6 months from now. If you were to project out 6 months from now, which is March 2nd, 2022. If you lived with discipline and purpose for the next 6 months, what is possible for you? Imagine that. Play it out. Play out those feelings again. Play out the thoughts. Play out how your body is responding differently. What comes up for you? You can open your eyes now. And I want to thank you, first of all, for doing that. I think that it still requires vulnerability to even practice something like that in front of a screen, watching somebody else talk you through it, to answer questions that maybe are a little bit uncomfortable. But I wanted to lead us in that because, again, like I want to center us into who it is that we've been created to be. And often it requires us getting honest and having a bit of a reality check about where we are right now to where it is that we want to go. One of the most common themes that we hear from women that participate in our coaching groups is that the vulnerability that they experience in their group is life-changing. Like there's something extraordinary, like that's the secret sauce of the group, because there are not a lot of places in our life where we can experience that kind of vulnerability and safety and trust in relationships. But Those relationships really are what is a magical component about our coaching groups, is the vulnerability that happens not just for yourself or with God, but with a community of other women who are also committed to doing work, to becoming more fully who they have been created to be. And so I want to ask you to kind of take a risk right now, to practice just a little bit of that vulnerability, and either share in the chat if you're on the Zoom, or share in the Facebook, even if it's again after the fact, and share what is not working for you in your life or in your leadership. All of us have something, even me. The woman who creates this, the woman who spearheads this and believes in this wholeness idea with all my heart. We are all on a journey, right? So share what is not working for you in your life or in your leadership right now. Where are you stuck? Where are you settling? Where are you living into the status quo? What about other people's expectations or demands is not working for you? Maybe you've got some values that are not aligned in your work or in your life that you're going, it's just not working anymore. I'm not okay with it. I'm not willing to settle for that any longer. Maybe there's an aspect of your work that is kind of sucking the life out of you. Maybe it's physically. You've got some issues that you're facing, physically speaking, that are not working, and things that are within your control, some things that are within your ability to do differently. Maybe you're sick of the cycle of like, I've got dreams, I've got ideas, I've got things that I want to do, and then not doing them. You kind of keep circling the drain or hitting the same place over and over again. And you're really frustrated by that kind of cycle that you have been in, which, that cycle is called insanity, right? It's doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. And maybe that is what's not working for you. And you're ready to just call the insanity what it is and do something different. So I would love for you to drop that, in the chat or in the comment section, because there is a lot of power and solidarity in the fact when we can admit to one another, like, this is not working for me and I need to do something different. I get to do something different with that. So that's kind of the posture from which we are starting. And that is really like at the ethos of a lot of what we do within our coaching groups, because I believe when you can honestly, courageously, fully articulate, where I'm at right now, it creates the possibility for where it is that you can go from here. So I promised you that in this Curious About Coaching webinar, that we would give you an inside look into our coaching groups. And I am ready to go deep and to kind of give you that behind the scenes look. Are you ready? You ready? You ready? Let's go. So the first thing that I would say about our coaching groups is that they are designed to get you transformational results where it matters most to you. We have intentionally designed our coaching groups to bring you change, to bring you transformation, to get you results. We're not about talk. Talk is cheap. We're not about inspiration. We're not about woo-wooing you. We're not about like just the hype factor. Like, we want you to get results that matter most to you. And so that is how every single aspect of these groups have been designed, is to get you those kinds of results. But it's not results that I want for you. It's not me prescribing onto you and saying, this is what you need to do and shooting all over you. This is about you owning and naming, like, this is what I want to have happen in my life. So whether that is something that is physical or emotional or mental or in a work goal, whatever matters most to you, you can achieve through the process and the pathway that we have laid out. So that's really how it is all framed. Our groups are framed around your wholeness in your life or in your leadership. And when I say wholeness, this word is really significant. It frames all of the design of our groups. Wholeness is really, this is how we describe it, this is how we define it. It's the lifelong journey of increasingly integrating every dimension of your life and fully living out your potential. Big words, lots of meaning. I'm not going to pick apart every single word, but let me just say a couple of things about this definition. Wholeness is not a destination. It is not something that you achieve at the end of the 6 months of your coaching group. It is a pathway. It is a journey that you will be on for your entire life if you choose it. And I think that that's beautiful, that we get to be kind of these works in progress, and we get to continually grow for as long as we have breath. That's a beautiful thing to me. We're not at a destination ever. And then it's also that this definition is framed in the belief that your whole life matters. So it's not about like losing 10 pounds. It's not about writing your next book. It's not about like launching your next project. This is really about how your whole life impacts the way that you live out your potential. And the truth is that where something is not working in your life or in your leadership right now, you are paying the price in another area of your life, because we have been created as integrated humans, where every aspect of our life is supposed to be designed to be integrated together with each other. When something is not working in one dimension, it will show up in another dimension, which kind of sucks. But the flip side is pretty powerful too, because when something is rising, when you increase wholeness in one dimension, every other dimension equally rises with it. There is an interconnectedness that happens as we do our work and our wholeness journey. So that is how we define and describe wholeness. In our coaching groups, we walk you through a 6-month journey through the 6 dimensions of wholeness. So we are talking every single month about a different dimension. We focus on one dimension every single month so that you can get a deep dive into it. You can really kind of wrap your brain and your heart around that dimension for that month. So we start with physical, and then we move into emotional wholeness. We spend time month 3 in mental wholeness. Month 4, the focus is on our relational wholeness. Month 5 is our spiritual wholeness. And then month 6 is on rest and recovery. Each of those 6 dimensions are interconnected, and the whole pathway is designed to grow in your wholeness, in your relationship with one another. We say all the time at Ezer Co, transformation happens better together. You are not designed to transform on your own, but there is an exponential amount of growth and transformation that happens when you do it in relationship with other people. And so we use each of these 6 dimensions to help you transform when you're in the company of other warrior women. So quick question for you. When we look at these 6 dimensions, physical, emotional, mental, relational, spiritual, and then rest and recovery, what would you guess women who are connected to our community, who have completed our wholeness assessment, what would you say are the 2 dimensions that score the lowest for women? Take a guess, maybe pop it in the chat or pop it in the comments if you have an idea. See what you think. Across the board for women, the 2 lowest dimensions are physical and then rest and recovery, which I find really interesting because our coaching groups are designed with physical at the beginning and rest and recovery at the end. So we hem you in 2 of the most difficult areas and help to increase wholeness in those different dimensions. So speaking of this wholeness assessment, I want to take you into really more specifically what happens in the 6 months that you are in a coaching group. So first thing is when you register, when you sign up to participate, we give you a step-by-step guide to create your top goal. Again, I've been coaching for about 8 years professionally, and over 1,000 people. And I would say 90% of people have a difficult time articulating a goal that they want to achieve because they want to change everything, or they're too overwhelmed with the possibilities of what could change. Or they don't know what exactly the right goal is or what's going to get them the most bang for their buck. And so we actually have created a step-by-step guide to help you determine and articulate what your top goal is, what matters most to you. We do that in conjunction and in relationship to a wholeness assessment that we have created with some literally leading experts globally around the 6 different dimensions of wholeness. So we have an extremely robust, proprietary, exclusive assessment that is pretty deep, a lot of questions to help you see within those results then, where is it that you want to grow? Where is it that you want to experience transformation? So those 2 things together give you a ton of information that then can lead you toward transformation. This happens along with a couple of other steps prior to your group even starting. These 2 steps in and of themselves are worth a ton because they set your feet in the right direction on the pathway towards transformation. Once your group gets started, every single month of your 6-month coaching group journey, you have a 3-hour monthly group session. So you've got your coach and the other women that are in your coaching group. And for 3 hours, you are together and you spend that time with individual, interactive, and training components focused on that specific wholeness dimension. So month 1 is physical. And then every single month you focus on a different dimension. And that really kicks off your coaching group month so that then you are able to dive deep personally as to the work that you need to do in that month that will move you closer towards achieving your top goal. Another thing that we do every single month is you've got a 1-hour coaching session with your coach. That is one-on-one. It is whenever you want to meet, whenever your coach has availability and your availability matches, and you spend 60 minutes with your coach really working through what is it that is kind of keeping you from achieving your goal and what is it that you want to do in order to continue to move closer to achieve your goal. So that 1-hour coaching session is incredibly valuable and powerful to move you toward actual achievement of that goal. Another thing that happens in your group is we provide you weekly curated pro tips, videos, and resources. So week 2, you get a wholeness pro tip video from yours truly. And I will give you kind of a best practice and a tip that really is critical if you're going to move into more wholeness in that dimension. And then you get some pro tips that are both connected to our wholeness assessment results, data and kind of themes and trends that are coming through that wholeness assessment. You get some best practices that other warriors like you do in order to increase wholeness. So it kind of spurs your creativity and sparks your thinking and gives you some ideas of how it is that you can continue to grow in that dimension. And then we've got some overall recommendations that if you really are serious or you're really wanting to grow in that dimension, that we've got some resources that are there. So that happens weeks 2, week 3, we provide you with a coaching pro tip. Again, a video from me that speaks specifically to that wholeness dimension and a thought in a coaching framework that will help you to move forward. This one is what makes coaching groups amazing. I have coached a lot of people one-on-one, and there is beauty and power in that. But coaching groups are where it's at. It is quite honestly where you see the most transformation, and you get to move farther and faster with a group of women. So this one, you inside of our groups, you are experiencing a sisterhood of other committed warriors, and you get connection within a private online community. So Facebook is great, right? Like you can make some connections, you can find some people that are like-minded and have similar interests as you, and you've got your friends. We have a separate online community that is specifically designed for you to walk through your entire coaching group experience with and interact with other women who are participating in groups that are presently happening or even past groups. And that online community is a really safe and really powerful place for transformation to take place and for you guys to cheer each other on. A few other things that are happening inside of our coaching groups is you get a 1-hour monthly live Q&A, again, with yours truly, where at the end of the month, kind of you've walked through 4 weeks of focusing deeply on that dimension of wholeness. And oftentimes there are questions that come up or things that are not quite working or not quite jiving or things that you even disagree with, you want to push back on. And so we've created a space once a month for you to spend an hour with me and ask me any questions or give some feedback and help us to kind of connect more. So if you are in a coaching group presently, you have access to that 1 hour. And then another thing that is a real gift in this process is it can be easy to kind of lose track on like, I've got my whole other life going on here, but I'm in this coaching group. So we give you a monthly action step checklist so that you stay focused. You can keep track of what it is that you need to do and when you need to do it so that you have that thing printed out and put into a space where you have access to it and you can stay focused to achieve your top goal. There's also a book of the month that we use every single month. So we've got 7 books that we use in this whole process that are from a diverse author base. I read way more than I can put into practice. Let's be honest, like a lot. I love reading. I think all leaders need to be readers. So I have read thousands of books in my life. I have picked 7 that I think are at the heart and soul of every single dimension of wholeness. And so we've curated that list, and you read that book to kind of expand your heart and your mindset and do a little bit more work in that dimension of wholeness. And then we've got some bonus features. So some folks are like, hey, this is enough. Like, I don't need more. What you've already told me is happening. But there are some folks that, one specific dimension is really kind of calling to them for more, or they really want to dig a little bit deeper or learn a different kind of perspective or expand their imagination in that dimension. And so we've got some bonus features every single month that you can read, watch, listen, or do, because people learn in different ways. And so we want to make sure that we pay attention to those different modalities of learning so that you can experience more transformation. And then the last thing is beyond your 6-month coaching group experience, we believe that what is most beautiful and impactful and world-changing about this company of warriors is what happens beyond the coaching group experience. And so there is an opportunity when you are finished with your group to stay connected in our online community and have access to exclusive content and resources and connections and interviews and live Q&As and that kind of stuff, so that you are able, beyond your coaching group 6 months, to continue on your journey, to keep moving on your next transformational pathway. So that is kind of at the heart and the soul of what is inside our coaching group. It is robust. Quite honestly, it is more than you could put into practice in the 6 months that you are in your groups. And again, that is designed with intention because people are experiencing and learning and needing to grow at different paces and for different things. So that is kind of what is inside of our groups. One of the things that I hear most from women of, what coaching is and what it is not, and is the question of like, is it right for me? Like, can I participate in coaching? Like, is this okay for me? Am I the right kind of candidate for this kind of deal? And so I want to just tell you that being in a coaching group or having a coach in your life is not for everyone. I will be totally honest. Some of you should not, it's not right for you to do coaching. And I'll tell you if it is not right for you. The main thing that I would say coaching is not the right thing for you is if you are not open to transformation, if you are not willing to do the work, if you are committed to your excuses and to living into status quo, or creating a list of reasons why you can't go to the next place or experience transformation, coaching is not the right thing for you. Coaching is for women who want to create a shift from where they are to where they want to be. They want to create that trajectory shift. They want to see transformation happen. Coaching is for women who are committed more to finding a way than to finding an excuse. Let me say that again, because I think that's important. It is for women who are more committed to finding a way versus finding an excuse. Excuses are cheap and they are plentiful and you have access to them all day, every day. But coaching is for you if you're like, no. Where there's a will, there's a way. Where it's the right thing, I'm going to find the way to make that happen. Coaching is the right thing. It is good. Coaching is for you if you find where you want to be in the future is more compelling than where you're at right now. So you've got some vision, you've got some goals, you've got some dreams, you've got some things that you're looking towards, and you're like, that is way more compelling than where I'm at right now. Coaching is going to be the right thing for you. And the other thing I would say is that because you're here, you're watching this, you've made it this far into it. If there's something that's kind of beating in your heart with it, coaching is probably right for you, because it's likely bringing to the surface something that is inviting you into the next level, that's inviting you into achieving the next thing that God's got for you. So if you're here, it is likely the right thing. It is likely where it is that you need to go. But one last thing that I'll say about what coaching is not right for, and that is a lot of women will say to me, like, I don't know if I'm ready. I don't know if I'm ready to do this. I don't know if I'm ready to commit. I don't know if I'm ready to do the work. I don't know if I'm ready to make the sacrifices. I don't know if I'm ready, April. And my response is always, the best things in life often happen when we're not ready. They do. It's not about the feeling within of readiness. It is about commitment, and it is about the desire to do something differently. So I will leave that there. You don't have to be ready. You have to be willing. So that leads us into one of my favorite things, and that is, what other women have said about the process and the journey of coaching within Ezer Co. So I want to share just a couple of things with you. These are kind of like the brag stories of women who have achieved some really great things and who have gone to new places because they've taken new action. Even though we're featuring some of these stories and some of these women's experiences, honestly, these are not rare. It's not like I had to go searching for them. When women are willing to do the work and they commit and they are open, it is like transformation abounds. And so there's all kinds of stories and examples, but one is a favorite current one. It's from a woman named Sarah. She's in her 60s, so she's lived a lot of decades and has experienced a lot of life. And she messaged me 1 month into her 6-month journey. And this was very recent. And she emailed me and she said, this whole coaching thing has been life-changing for me. I'm so thankful that I jumped in. And that's one of the best compliments in the world, is when somebody who has walked a few roads and experienced a few things has said, I wish that this would have come along a long time ago for me, because this is utterly changing my life. Here's a couple of other ones that we've got some visuals around. This is Tammy right here in the center with the amazing camo jacket. She is a warrior indeed. And this picture was actually right before COVID, like literally weeks before COVID hit. And so this group got to be together in real life. And Tammy said, this leadership development coaching group has literally shifted the trajectory of my life. It was powerful, beautiful, and amazingly awesome. Sign up today. So this group started right before COVID and took a little bit longer to finish because COVID rocked all of our worlds. But Tammy came into our coaching group, not with one top goal, but she actually had a list of about 15, I'm not exaggerating. Like when I said, what's your top goal? She literally read off of her paper about 15 goals that she had. And I was like, well, Tammy, I love your drive, love your energy, love your excitement. Maybe focusing on 1 or 2 would be great for these 6 months. And she goes, nope, I'm going to do all 15. And I was like, all right, let's go. I am standing with you. Let's do this. And literally in COVID, in one of the worst experiences of all of our lives, collectively and individually, that woman achieved every single one of her goals. And I am so very proud of her. Her life has changed. It's beautiful. This is Gabrielle. Gabrielle is right here in the center with her crazy tongue sticking out. This was also a group that was able to meet before COVID happened. This is actually one of our coaches now, Stephanie Porter. Her world was so rocked in this coaching group that she decided to actually become a coach. We have another coach on our team, Tracy Beeson, who is not in the picture. She's right here. She had just had a baby right before this group experience, so she had to miss out on it. But Gabrielle is the one we're focusing on, and her story is really beautiful and powerful too. She said, if you want to go somewhere you haven't gone, you must do something you haven't done. Make the damn investments. You are worth it. Learning alongside women who bring their full humanity to the table and lead from a place of wholeness. You can tell she's got a lot of spice and sass, even from her picture and in her words. But I think what I love about the sentence, make the damn investment, is that women often don't invest in themselves in the same way that they invest into everything and everyone else. But all the research shows, all the studies show that when a woman invests in herself, the payback into her family and the community and the world is exponentially impacted. And you are worth it. You are worth it. You're worth every penny. You're worth every moment. You're worth every second. You're worth every time investment, right? And so I love that in her experience, she was able to say that and really call you into that as well. And then next person is Sunny Brown. And Sunny is literally one of my favorite people on the planet. You can see just joy emanating from her body in this picture. And she said, Ezer Co has literally changed my life. And what I will brag about for Sunny is when she started this coaching group, she said yes because she knew she was worth it. And she made the investment. She's got like 7 kids, no exaggeration. And she had a job that she wasn't totally secure in, or she didn't feel like was like living into her full potential. And so her top coaching goal was to get a new job that paid her X amount of dollars more than what she currently had. And her coaching group also started right before COVID. And she wasn't quite sure how it was going to flesh itself out, but she had made a commitment and she was working towards it. She was taking action every single month. And within the span of our coaching group, she ended up not getting one new job, but she ended up changing jobs twice and making about triple more than she made in her first job when she started the coaching group. So she paid for this coaching group out of pocket, 7 kids, unsure how she was going to pay for it, the whole deal. But she knew that she was worth it. She wanted to make the damn investment. And so she did. And it did. It literally changed her life. It moved her family to a different state. She is now thriving in her new job. And if you are friends with her on Facebook, you can see it. She's a force to be reckoned with. So what I would say to you kind of as we round the corner and wrap up our time together is, I'm going to flip slides just a little bit here. What are we doing? I'll leave it on Sunny. Is that I want to take a second, not just celebrating these women and what they have done, but to celebrate you for where you are right now. Today, I want to celebrate you and claim this as maybe the new day one for you of your next transformation journey. That you could be at the beginning right now of the next significant chapter in your life, the next start to your transformation journey. I think that today is the starting line, and what you could experience and accomplish and achieve and transform into over the next 6 months could truly be an only God kind of story when you participate with God in new ways. And so I want to take a moment to celebrate the fact that you said yes to your own curiosity to be here and to engage this conversation with us. And I want to take a moment for, again, you to imagine what could be possible 6 months from now if you lived with discipline and purpose in your life. Imagine the momentum that you could experience, that you could gain with some deliberate action. Imagine becoming more free in your body and in your soul, being freed up from what is holding you back. Imagine kind of like brushing dirt off your shoulder from the stuff that has no business to hold you back or tie you down, or the things that have happened over this last year. Like, brush that dirt off your shoulder. I have a 9-year-old, and that has been a practice for us since school has started, is the things that have been difficult for him. I'm like, bud, you got to brush that dirt off your shoulder. Don't let it hang on you and hold you down and weigh you down. You got to brush it off and you got to move forward, because you're an amazing kid and you're an amazing woman. And there is no reason why we have to stay where it is that we are right now. So imagine what that could look like. Imagine being connected to a growing, beautiful community of women who are committed like you are to wholeness in their life and in their leadership. Women who are saying, I'm not going to be held back. I'm not going to let that dirt on my shoulder. I'm not going to stop even with COVID and a pandemic and all of the things. I'm going to be committed to living my life in all of its fullness. The life that Jesus has come to bring me. Gosh, I want to live into that. I want to be more of who I've been created to be. That's, to me, worth celebrating in and of itself. Like, all of all of what has brought you to this point, all of where you are at right now in this very moment is worth celebrating. It is worth honoring. It's worth paying attention that like you have come this far, and that in your story, God has been writing something that doesn't just stop in the past, that doesn't leave you wandering in this present moment, but actually ties together your past and your present into your future so that you can live and lead with wholeness in every single dimension of your life. So I think that's worth celebrating. I think that's worth taking a moment to acknowledge and before we kind of move into like where it is that we actually go from here. So I want to invite you to make an action step tonight, because if coaching is anything, coaching is action oriented. It is not conversations. It's not woo woo. It's not inspiration. It's not encouragement. It's not understanding or information or more content. Coaching is all about taking action. So you can make one of 4 choices tonight in terms of how you want to act, how you want to take some action. So the first one is to register for a group. That's what we do. That is what we're here for, is to invite you to participate in a coaching group. And so you can do that by going to the website. It's on the bottom of your screen, ezerco.com. And on that homepage, there is a register now button. You click that button and it will take you to a page where you can choose the best time for your monthly coaching group session to meet, or you can choose a coach that you feel really connected to and you feel like, man, I'd really love for them to coach me through these next 6 months. So you can walk through that process. It's really simple prompts. It'll take you like 2 minutes. But I think that for some of you that are watching, that register is the step that needs to happen, because sometimes we need to commit in the moment, not to wait and see and sit on it and think and but like to actually take some action, right? So for some of you, tonight is all that you needed to go, I'm ready. And it doesn't even matter if I'm ready. I'm committed and I'm going to do it. Second option is for you to schedule an activation coaching call. So you can drop in the comments if you would like to have an activation coaching call. And that is simply time with me or one of our coaches where you can ask some questions and we will kind of lead you through a 30-minute conversation to help you discern if this is the right thing for you at the right time. So schedule an activation coaching call. That's the second option. Third option for you is to sign up for this. So we have a introductory wholeness series that is a 7-day email journey that both allows you to discover what wholeness looks like overall and in the 6 different dimensions of wholeness, and to take action in those 6 dimensions every single day. It's not big stuff, it's not overwhelming stuff, but it gives you kind of an introductory look at what you would be spending 6 months with. So for some of you, you process things a little bit more slowly, you need a bit more time. So this may be a really good action step for you to sign up for that wholeness series. You can do it on our website. It should pop up on your screen as soon as you get there, and you can sign up to receive that wholeness series delivered to your inbox every day for the next week. So sign up for that. The fourth action step that you could take is actually no step at all, because no step is an action step in and of itself. It is a decision in and of itself. So you may be listening and going, you know what, this is not the right thing for me. This is not the right time for me. I want to kind of carry on my old merry way and keep moving down the road that I'm on. And for some of you, that may be what you need to do tonight. So no step is an action step in and of itself. Let me see if I can drop my share screen so that I can just be a little bit more close up to you all. That's what we've got. That is where I wanted to kind of walk you through tonight, take you behind the scenes of our coaching groups and what is that we do, and invite you to participate in it with us. My sense, my belief is that this last year and a half for women collectively has taken a massive toll on us. We have cared for and carried so much over the last year and a half. And these coaching groups are not about adding, they are about freeing, and they are about expanding and moving you forward. And so my hope and my deepest prayer over the last several months has been that God would activate more women to say yes to their life and to their leadership in ways that they maybe haven't before. And we are here for you. We are committed to walk with you, to stand in solidarity. We are committed to your transformation. And we are committed to standing with you as you do the work. So we would love to have you join us. We've got coaching groups starting in October and in November. If you're interested in October groups, the registration deadline is September the 15th or the 16th. I forget which one now. I think it's the 16th, which is coming really, really soon. And we've got 10 spots per group maximum. So take advantage, like don't miss out. Opportunities pass. And that's when registration closes for those groups. And then in November, we've got a new set of groups that are also starting, and that registration closes 2 weeks before as well. So that is where we find ourselves. As a little like thank you and really grateful for you, we've actually created a couple of resources about like what coaching is and what it's not, as well as a guide around like what a transformational coach is versus a wannabe coach, because there's a lot of coaching out there. And we would love to send that to you. We won't put you on our main email list, but if you want to receive those, send me an email, april@ezerco.com, and I would love to send those to you just as a thank you. So you can kind of continue in your own exploration of what coaching could look like for you and what it could do for you in your life or in your leadership. So you are loved, my friends. Warrior, you are seen, you are needed in this community, and we need all of you. We need your wholeness. And so that is why we do the work that we do. Thank you for being here. We love you. Feel free to ask any questions, and I will talk to you soon.